watching the clock, 10,000 hours go by. I keep putting in work, the tears are filling my eyes. I swear I've never been tested like this, but this is mine. It's not a matter of chance, just a matter of time. Never look back. If something standing in my way, I always push back. If something seemed impossible, I never took that. Nah, cause now I know better. Can't stop, won't stop, I won't quit ever. Take me, the highest fall, it won't break me. The blood and sweat is what made me. I'ma get mine, just a matter of time.
Hello everyone, welcome to the midway segment where we take a deeper look into what happened in the game between Hanwha Life Esports and Afreeca Freecs. Hanwha Life Esports, they showed exceptional performance and takes down Afreeca Freecs. In the middle of all that mess, there was Sangyun's Israel, which was just shining. Despite all the difficulties, Hanwha Life Esports played out the game really well. Seriously good Israel carry, I say. The other time, Sangyun was actually a monster on the Kaisa before, going like 14 kills and 0 deaths. Okay, this is the montage of Sangyun's Kaisa. Oh, this is actually Viper's Kaisa. Griffin was down by 6,000 gold, and here Griffin is able to overturn the flow of the game with their magnificent plays. Kaisa, it's so OP that even if you're down in gold, it can still carry the game easily. Since Viper was able to play so well in that Kaisa-oriented composition, other teams are also actually seeking to go for the same composition as well. So this is a rune setting like the conventional one for Kaisa in LCK right now. So Sangyun is going for pressed attack and Viper is actually going for fleet footwork. That is the main difference between those two players. Okay, and this is the item build. So Sangyun's actually primarily focusing on attack speed, while as Viper is going for the more hybrid kind of item build.
11레벨, 정확히 11레벨의 두 피갈키손과 광전사의 궁화와 더불어서 레벨업이나 공격 속도를 통해 가지고 이 스킬
So just explaining the sequence of the item builds.
그래서 투명을 통해서 한타때 변수를 만들어낼 수 있다는 장점이 있고 거기다가 이어서 저렇게 AD 트리를 가게 될 경우에는
So continuing from that, if Sangyun is able to go for that AD, he can actually deal tons of damage, while as the hybrid composition can actually do a lot of burst damage.
어떤 거죠? 저거는 일반적으로 저희가 흔히 말하는 AP 정글러들이 많이 시작하는 그런 정글
So Viper's first item, that's what normally AP junglers go for when they first start their jungling. So Sangyun goes for the Machete and Viper goes for the AP jungle starting item. So Viper is actually able to go to jungle camps very efficiently without losing too much mana. But the primary goal of these Kaisa players is to actually get the Guinsu as quickly as possible, where they can really reach that power spike. So still describing that Sangyun is going for the AD oriented build, while as Viper is going for the more hybrid AD plus AP build.
아이템들을 다수 갖출 수가 있었어요. 그 덕분에 포커싱 자체를 상대가 하는데 꺼려지게 만드는 그런 효과를 또 거둘 수가 있었죠.
네, 확실히 또 상윤 선수와 바이퍼, 수호초 선수와 조냐
Definitely two very prominent Kai'Sa players.
워낙 설명이 좀 길었기 때문에 어려워하실 수도 있을 것 같아요. 좀 간단하게 그럼 상윤 선수 아이템 빌드의 장점과
So simply let's put it this way. So let's describe Sangyun's build advantage. So Sangyun is actually able to take down objectives very quickly since it's 80, and Viper's AP AD hybrid Kai'Sa is able to take down champions very quickly because it has a lot of burst damage. But regardless to say, both Kai'Sa players showed exceptional performance on Kai'Sa and very nice carry potential. So we have some comments here from the fan, and people are saying proof at the Swain and LCK, you just can't predict the results these days. And Hanwha Life Esports, so good these days. And you know, Hanwha Esports, they are creating the meta, they are pioneering the meta. That's what the few comments are saying. Okay, let's go with the one-line summary. Hopefully it's not too difficult. Okay, so Kai'Sa, just don't hesitate between AD and AP. Go whatever you want, you'll carry. And that is the end of the interview.
All right, thank you very much, Andy. Translating that interview, let's go ahead and take a look and see who the MVP is. And yeah, without a doubt, it's got to be Lava. 91% kill participation, went deathless throughout that game, and now he's actually going to be tying Kuro for first place in MVPs with that 4th win.
Very well deserved for Lava, who had a great start to spring season, but fell away a little bit when his team and he kind of failed in the clutch. So we'll wait and see if he can maintain this performance. He's been innovative. He's played Fizz this season with the first AP Galio in spring season. He had a fantastic game here with significant amounts of risk. Usually you wouldn't make plays this risky, and I can understand people saying, well, what if it didn't work? And if it didn't work, they wouldn't have got this insane lead. But he knows the Swain passive will get the first kill. He makes just the manliest turret dive, teleporting onto the Gromp ward and coming through, knowing his stopwatch, which of course comes on a line a little bit earlier in these patches, would be enough if he needed to reset aggro. Apparently Key made a small mistake there, didn't matter. And from there, they just kept snowballing, and Afreeca were lucky to avoid a perfect game loss.
Yeah. In the slow-mo, we can actually see Tusen's HP bar going down, but when it happened live, good lord, just vanished. Oh no, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one where it vanished.
Watch his health bar. Yeah, you see it? No, no. It's instantly died.
Yep.
I got the update, by the way. KT did perfect game Afreeca in the last game of the regular season they played each other. So there was, of course, one data point. Thank you very much, Twitch chat and also Twitter for pointing that out.
I thought there was one, but okay, some changes going to be coming through here for the Afreeca Freecs. Aiming, stepping in, taking over for Kramer.
But only the single change. I can see Spirit in the corner of the screen, so Mowgli won't be coming in on the blue side. Just Spirit being in the lineup will guarantee a Nocturne ban. See if Spirit can increase level of performance. He'll definitely want a bit more ganking prowess than was available on the Trundle, you would think. Aiming can play the AD carries very, very well. And also the crazy stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing the Kalista back from Aiming, because he is a great Kalista player.
How does that fit into the meta these days, Papa?
It's good. There was one game of Kalista played already this week. It did very well. It was the hard carry performance from Pilot. So I'm ready for some Kalista. Let's get in there. Doesn't matter what support you play. She makes you a god.
All right, well, Afreeca already down 1. Let's see what they can do to turn things around here in game number 2. Talia already first ban comes out right away.
Surprising to see, but Hanwha Life Esports were also batting away the Talia earlier this week, so hard to say what's happening behind closed doors. Lava, when he was transitioning from support, which was Taehoon on SK Telecom T1, he was a support player behind Wolf at the time as a trainee, with Aiming, ironically. When he was transitioning over, his big 2 picks were Talia and LeBlanc, so the Talia mains like Yukal and also Lava will have it removed. See the Zoe removed as well. First pick Lulu, always a very high possibility. We'll see if Hanwha can afford to ban that, because Nocturne, you would imagine, needs to be banned by Hanwha Life.
Yeah, otherwise Afreeca take that as a first pick for sure. That's like we saw from Hanwha in game 1. Second ban's going to be the Lulu. So far, very similar bans coming through on the blue side. Camille would be the third and final one to really seal the deal here for Afreeca.
going to be any
They want a mirror.
Seems like they changed the narrative from Hanwha because a lot was left open. Hanwha had the power level draft in game number 1, you remember, where they had just some insane strong picks in the first round. It was Nocturne, Shen, Swain, all available in the first round. Hanwha are going to ban the Nocturne, as we mentioned. Very, very expected ban when Spirit was spamming the Nocturne so hard this year.
Not surprising to see the rise yet again. Going to be banned away from Songyun there in that bot lane. Will the Kaisa make it through?
I think it would benefit Hanwha Life more than it would benefit Afreeca. But with no Lulu, the chances of that comp being as clean sometimes go down. So Master Yi, Taric, all kinds of funnels short of the Lulu being the best facilitator for the funnel is available. So Afreeca lost straight up in game number 1. Is it possible that Hanwha just bring on the Gouda and get 2-0? That part is very possible. When it comes to power picks, the Swain made it too far down the draft in game number 1, so I'm happy to see the power Swain taking it first pick for Afreeca.
Locked in. We'll see where it's going to end up as we go deeper into this one, whether it's going to be for aiming or for Kuro, but the Kaisa is available, and Hanwha's going to pick it up as well as the Braum.
Well, good time for there to be a discussion of the different funnels, because we got a funnel right here. There it is. We're funneling, boys.
Yep.
Going to be mid lane Songyun. Doing a bit of a role swap here, going to the mid lane. See what Lava's going to be playing this game. Could just, of course, be the Braum, but there's also the potential for some more swaps. On the side of Afreeca, many different ways to approach playing against the funnel comp. We saw KT win against it earlier today. Camille is one of the strongest picks against it because you can force Kaisa to stay somewhere. She can't just zip away. Speaking of staying somewhere, how about Kuro's Lissandra? That would be a way to do it too.
Interesting, which certainly would be aiming, getting that Swain. I suppose outside chance it can go top, but Lissandra, not something that we've seen a whole lot of. Kuzan, the support, the sub player rather, on the other side there for Hanwha, is sitting in the back staring at that Lissandra pick. He's like, oh, please. Not going to see it yet, though. It's going to be a Darius, which very well could be in the mid lane. We've seen that from Faker already.
Second game. Would have been the second game from Kuro on the Lissandra if he'd locked it in. Lissandra was the pick he used against BBQ when they were running the funnel strat. I think BBQ were having their own issues running the strategy, so I don't know if the Lissandra was necessarily a must, but you understand the theory of multiple lockdowns onto the Kaisa. Hanwha Life, when they played that funnel, it was the Singed in the top lane. Already 2 lanes he doesn't necessarily do fantastically well against, the Darius or the Swain. The Darius especially was seen as a hard counter to Swain. To Singed. But he's going to go for it anyway. Is locked in, and just with a flash, they say, no, Lissandra.
Well, this is either Afreeca showing their hand or they have an ace up the sleeve. We'll see. But they get that Lissandra ban coming through. Doesn't seem like Kuro is too perturbed about that one. The ban's coming through. Let's see. Zephyr in the back, trying to orchestrate this ban here, this final bit of the draft, and it's going to be the Morgana yet again, 3rd time today that we've seen that banned away.
Now, very smart ban against the Kaisa funnel,
Oh, yeah.
of course, because if she has a Morgana, ain't no locking her down with Camille banned as well. Smart ban by the Afreeca Freecs. Rakan going to be banned away from Tucson this time. He did lose, so he moves down to 15-3, I guess, old time.
So terrible.
I know. Why would you even bother to think about it? But they do anyway because they want less things that can lock down Kaisa's movements. Afreeca might want to consider banning a top laner. Ornn would be, I guess Singed is already locked in, so you don't have to worry about the arm. So you go for a support instead. That will be the Karma. So just another utility champion banned away. Do we try to hodgepodge away for Janna to enter this comp, I wonder? Reckless, of course, heavily criticized for playing the Janna in the AD carry role. There's not a lot left in terms of utility champions unless we're going real new meta.
I mean, it's a part of a different composition, but why not just try something like the Taric? Give her the invulnerability, but oh. Well, you mentioned something about a Syndra earlier, Papa Smithy, and we're just going to see that coming through.
Okay, that's a choice. I assume that's going to be in the duo lane. I guess I don't know. Interesting.
It's Syndra jungle.
This is definitely where Zephyr, the drafting coach, is like, what is going on here? So the Yasuo is good against Syndra because of the ability to pop the ultimate. How these things all come together, we still remain to be seen. It's probably aiming on the Yasuo, even though Kuro has played Yasuo. I guess a very strong flex there. They can decide and see all 5 champions and decide later.
I feel like it's going to be aiming with the Swain, perhaps. Go for the bot lane and have the Alistar now.
So Alistar Swain, mid lane Yasuo from Kuro. Okay, not the most wave pushing from the Yasuo against the funnel strategy. I guess with the Syndra, you wondered for a second if the funnel was happening, but come on, if you're first rounding Kai'Sa Braum, it was always going to happen, so maybe it was like a red herring in terms of the draft.
Yeah.
But I guess we're going to have Syndra Tahm Kench. That would have to be what it is.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yep. This is a draft.
You know, there's a lot going on here, guys, but as far as I can tell, we're going to have Syndra Tahm Kench as a bottom lane. Lava has played Syndra in the past. Sungyun already has Smite. He's definitely going mid lane with the Braum. Whereas on the side of Afreeca, they do have Darius versus Singe. You feel good about that. The Syndra does well against the Swain in lane, does outrange, so you can understand the idea of, in a vacuum, you'd like Syndra against Swain, so why not do it in the duo lane? That's a pretty good read from there. But there's a lot going on here. This is some crazy stuff.
I mean, they picked the Singed in with a Darius on the board. There's a lot of insanity happening here, but Hanwha, maybe they're just a little too confident after that win. I don't know.
And remember, we've also moved aiming onto the Yasuo again, so maybe it will be Syndra against Yasuo, which suits the Yasuo. So we actually have a lane that suits the Syndra in Syndra versus the Swain, and also a lane that doesn't suit him, so it'd be smart to have the Yasuo in the duo lane, because you know Syndra is going to be in the duo lane.
Oh, well, a lot of shuffling around going through. We'll see how this one's going to turn out. I'm honestly perplexed a little bit here, Papa
I
Smithy.
noticed, but don't worry, I'll catch you up. We're catching up. It's you need to come up and breathe the air, because the air is quite thick when we got all this cheese.
Yeah, it's a bit of a smog there for a bit, but here we go. Game number 2, Hanwha taking that win very convincingly in 1. They have an insane draft here for the second game. Let's see if they get the 2-0 or if Afreeca can tie the series.
So let's catch you up on what's going on here.
Okay.
Sungyun has Smite. He will go mid lane. The Braum will follow him around. We've seen that already tonight. We've seen it recently in the EULCS and here.
Syndra bot with the Tahm Kench.
Oh, I like the little love heart on the right-hand side there. And of course, not the main part of this, but the third person there was able to represent. That part, I think people understand. So it's the bot laner, so Sungyun is the best at Kai'Sa, so he's going in the mid lane. That part makes sense. Lava is going to be playing Syndra bot lane, and it was that interesting situation where you would probably prefer Syndra into Swain at any moment, because Syndra heavily outranges. However, because Afreeca knows where the Hanwha Life Esports members are going, they want Yasuo into Syndra because you can win wall the Syndra ultimate. They're going to get that matchup because there's less options in terms of flexibility, given that Hanwha Life Esports have to send the Kai'Sa to the mid lane.
Oh,
Keen's going to face check here. He's certainly very close to.
just chilling out.
This is a
Lava.
very cheesy level 1 by Hanwha Life Esports.
Just waiting here. Singe's going to be up the lane as well. Keen has absolutely no idea, and here they come. The exhaust comes out. Keen will get stunned up. Holds on to the flash in the end, but first blood goes over to Lava. They get it on the Syndra at the end. Afreeca, they thought with a swap. They're with the Yasuo that they were outsmarting them.
And just to outsmart further, they really don't want Darius against the Singe, so they swap themselves, and Syndra's going to solo lane against the Darius with the ranged advantage, and actually Hanwha Life Esports winning every way.
Oh man.
Now the Yasuo doesn't get the Syndra matchup. The Syndra's solo laning.
They just debated Afreeca so hard.
And they cheesed them to tilt them at the start. Beautiful. This is just the most new school League of Legends ever.
I'm in love with Hanwha Life Esports
I think
now.
you just pause the game and then just, have to go and just be so mad and then come back. Rage issue.
Yeah, just
Rage issue. This is the most cheese.
man.
They did everything. They even got out of the Darius versus Singed matchup. It's a duo lane with Beekeeper Singed and the damn time.
This is genius.
Usually when you do this much creative stuff, it's actually goes all the way from genius to
you
madness.
overwhelm it, and then you end up failing because of it. But so far, so good. They definitely could still slip up here, but this is a fantastic start. Getting that first blood through onto the Syndra.
They need the Graves to go behind the Syndra and blow the flash now, because Syndra in a long lane with no flash is just terrible.
Yeah.
But Graves really needs to help top lane, because otherwise it's ranged auto attacker and ranged harass against Darius.
Even then, he's still got to get in there, and there's a control ward already thrown down into the dry brush. So Lava has a decent amount of protection. So the Spirit can wrap all the way around, maybe go around by the Krugs.
I'd love to read Zephyr's diary entry. It was, Dear Diary, I drafted against Hanwha Live Esports, and it went horribly wrong in a way I couldn't imagine. Still, Keen has control of the wave because Lava went back, so big minion wave, and potentially Spirit coming for that dive I spoke of. Lava doesn't have many hit points.
Quick Draw's taking him over. Kuro is also on the rope.
They know they're
They
going.
spot this one out. That's going to be the Apprehend coming through. Flashes away from the Decimate. Now Turret over onto Spirit. Not going to get stunned up. Keen still chasing in. Flashes to the side. Gets the hit, but he is going to die.
And remember, Lava walked to lane, so he'll have teleport, and Keen doesn't. Sungwon says, well, I'll take some of this farm. Kai'Sa can farm her alone. Still ends up being very even. In fact, small lead to Hanwha Live Esports, apart from the fact that the experience isn't going to go to the ideal member in the top.
Unreal. 2-1 already to start things off. Lava comes back in with that TP. It's that extra little amp tome. He's also got 2 stacks on the Dark Seal.
Oh, Hanwha Live Esports never changed. It's great.
He got the kill after he died, so he doesn't lose stacks on the seal.
And it's Singed versus Yasuo, who was actually pretty good for Singed, all things considered. The item's going to come much later. He's going to be able to farm against not Darius, thank God for him. This is, again, really, really, really interesting stuff from Hanwha Live Esports. And this is one of the things, this is one of the reasons why I was, I'm apprehensively excited by things changing on 8.11, which was still on, by the way, guys, not the same as the LCS region, on 8.12, because you can now more easily drop things like 80 carries having to be in a duo bot lane, shuffle things around. They still have an attack damage carry in Songyun, and we have all these other ways to just flex in a draft and really get value out of red side final pick. Red side last pick is insanely powerful because of the ability to scout, and the scouting has got them multiple winning lanes.
5D chess here from Hanwha. Linderong just trying to clear out the waves there. Gonna take a while, but in the meantime, Songyun can get another Scuttle Crab, and they're just gonna start up this Mountain Drake here at 6 minutes.
I'm guessing Songyun's not going to be going for the jungle item because he rushed into the Berserker Grease, so maybe going to take the page from our other AP Kai'Sa boots. And yeah, they walk over to Drake. Kai'Sa makes short work of it this early in the game. They back away, and the Singed Tom Kench lane has priority. Let that one sit for a little bit.
Oh boy. What an interesting world we are now living in. Songyun back in time to catch the wave. Already, this is going significantly better than our previous series with Kai'Sa.
I think we have a bit of a mistake in our runes here, because I was looking over the side, seeing if there's anything interesting, and Songyun is stuck with the press the attack, which makes sense. We did see footwork from Viper, as they talked about in the mid-game, but Linderong does have Airy and Sorcery. That doesn't seem right. I don't think you can have double Sorcery. You can have double Wizard's bot lane, but double Sorcery, no. Still, Linderong will push in.
I mean, we've broken the game enough already with the draft.
That's where science went. But everything else was so normal.
Yeah.
I could understand not noticing that. Everything else is a bit bonkers this game. He continues to power farm.
Surprised you have the mental capacity to go ahead and hone in on those types of things right now.
I have my moments. Sometimes it works out. Songyun doesn't have a huge CS advantage. He doesn't have, say, 30 over the standard 10 a minute. So the funnel has been a little bit slower, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
Seems to be all right. At least he knows how to go ahead and use his ultimate.
I think that's pretty fair criticism of Ruler, who got a lot of farm, but it's a fair argument he didn't use it to his advantage. And Songyun has already gone 14-0-1 recently on this pick, so we know that he is ready to go. He was being quite brazen. I think the ability power choice going into the Rageblade, Nashor's Tooth, and then flat AP route is probably just significantly better. A lot of the nerfs around Kai'Sa were around her ability to abuse Hurricane, her ability to abuse AD items. Both Hurricane and Death's Dance were high power items on Kai'Sa patches ago, and both were nerfed. If you're wondering about the Death's Dance, it's specifically that. Oh, hold the point for now.
The two-man Pulverize coming through there from Tucson, gets the stun up on the Linderong, but he's going to get devoured.
He's only level
He's going to
5.
be low, yeah, he's on 6. Yo Golden has the exhaust coming down, last breath in on a Linderong, he goes low, flips aiming to the side. One more devour from Key.
He's going to burn anyway.
Can't get him, the poison's still ticking away, but Amy will be able to limp away with just a sliver of HP remaining. Close up there in the bottom side. Two summoner spells used from the side of the Afreeca Freecs, just the one from Hanwha Life.
It's even worse than that. Aiming's health bar was given up for that, so they can't control the wave. It's going to be a much better back timing for the laner with teleports. So Singe can just go back and walk to lane. They'll have a TP. Tucson being smart and saying, I'm going to interrupt you. But actually, he's not.
Yeah, was looking for it.
Thing is, if you interrupt one, you interrupt both, really, is the Alistair, and then they just kill you. So
yeah,
that was awkward, but nothing he could do. Just to finish the point on Death's Dance, the Death's Dance, which we did see from Songyun last time out, the Q no longer counts as single target. It's actually counted as AoE, so you don't get an insane sustained Q when you have Death's Dance and the ability to leech off physical damage. So AP and the ability to just burst tanks is the preferred way for basically all Kai'Sa players.
See that swap coming through Keen now. Down to the bottom side of the map. Songyun's still just sticking around into the mid lane. Let's see, Lava will be going up to match the Yasuo by the look of things, but he's got Keen Ladrung here to back him up. Maybe the Abyssal Voyage to open things here.
Lava can't really do anything on his own because can't actually get kill pressure on a Yasuo. There's a lot of people missing this game. You see the missing ping on bot side as well. They kind of know something's up. Everyone's evacuated top side, and it seems like trying to make a clever play happen. Doesn't lead to anything.
Lava's going to go back to base. He's got the TP to arrive down to the bottom side of the map. It seems like he's actually just going to run this one out.
I love the Observer.
Yeah, the Observer just has to keep flipping things around.
I'm sure the Observer would like to flip something, but he's not going to do that. He's a very model citizen.
It's a lot of expensive equipment on that table he's sitting in front of.
That's not what I was talking about. But anyway, we'll continue with the game.
Ah.
This meta, baby.
A bird, perhaps?
Excuse me? I would never say anything about that. In this game, Afreeca's trying to make a proactive move because they've been dictated to for so long.
Songyun, he's going to get dragged back. Coming out
Here
from
comes
Songhwa,
Tucson.
but Tucson's around the backside. Songyun, however, does manage to make it out. Doesn't have to blow the flash. Devour is there from Key. Flashes away, spits out Songhwa, and everybody's going to be alive at the moment.
Buddy system.
He's really playing with fire here.
In the buddy system, the Demon Flare almost accidentally killed Songhwa and timed out just as he was backing away. Nobody dies. They push in bot lane, and all the time of Afreeca is wasted.
Don't get anything for it. The other thing is, like, they're not even that far ahead as far as the gold is concerned here. Hanwha Life, they decided to go for this Kai'Sa, but with a second threat in the Syndra. They're barely ahead, just 500 gold right now here for the Afreeca Freecs.
You'll take that if you're Hanwha. You really need to be putting a gold discrepancy if you're running the Kai'Sa funnel strat. I've mentioned that I'm looking for, whenever I see a funneling team, 3 outer turrets down at 15 minutes, but when you rotate around with multiple winning lanes, Achilles, they've never been anywhere near able to get any turret damage. I don't know if we unfortunately don't have the ability to communicate with the observers, but I'd love to see the turret health for Hanwha. I bet it's really high. And watch the replay of the sick plays. We're seeing some zoning, and we get a bit of information about turret health as well. Nice buddy system to escape from this. Let's see if they do lose the turret on the live game in the bottom right.
Yeah, picture looks like that turret should be going down. We'll flip back over here. And no, it's going to be Songyun actually finding a kill. Okay, we're going to have another replay here. Kuro going low, Keen flashing away as Songyun just starts firing away.
All right, Linderong.
Linderong going in deep. He is just going to get axed down, however, by Keen. A 1-for-1 exchange at the end of it all. Turret still going to be standing. And yeah, we'll wait for the replay so we can see just what the hell happened.
I whimpered because they dropped the overlay as a teleport was coming in and a fight was clearly going to happen. Come on, guys. I think you might be flipping again. Anyway, Afreeca keeps pushing up. This His turret is very low. Gonna bring back Hanwha. They don't really have wave clear here, though. Syndra can do a bit.
It's gonna have to be lava with the wind wall coming down, but in the end, can't really get anything else.
All right, deep breath.
Any minute now.
13-minute rolls around. Again, 3 outer turrets down against the funnel to start pushing up wards and denying camps. Hasn't happened yet. We're going to finally get the replay. As the teleport is completed, you might think nothing's going to happen. That was a huge scatter the week, and Sungyun comes up at the same time. They don't have everything in order. Sungyun hadn't bought for a while, wasn't full mana. That was a sick play from the Syndra.
Yeah, disgusting. Apprehend into the headbutt back. And Linderon's just a bit too deep. Still sieging up onto this tower. The wind wall's down. One more shot will help it fall. The minion gets it. Final smack. First brick going over to the Afreeca Freecs. They stretch a slightly larger lead, but even then, we're still just 1.3 thousand gold apart at 13.5 minutes.
Need to put Sungyun in the dumpster. Take all his turrets, take all his camps. That hasn't happened this game. So while a single turret may be the herald, when we're thinking of KT, who are now, I guess, the yardstick for trying to dissemble a funnel comp. They did so well against Gen G earlier today. That was 3 turrets. It wasn't all 3 outers. It was 2 outers and a secondary turret in bot. But 3 turrets down at 15 minutes. And they had other snowball leads around the map. Here we're not seeing that. That should be a significant problem for the side of Afreeca Freecs.
See if Sungyun wants to make any plays happen. Well, he's got those double buffs rolling through. For now, just going to be clearing out on the Krugs. We finally have Keen versus Linderong, which is what Keen's been wanting the entire time, but Key is going to be looking to disrupt the order. Arrives into the bottom side. Going back to the 2v1.
There's so many swapsies everywhere as everyone's roaming around the map trying to get the matchup they were originally intended for. And if the swaps mean that Hanwha get to push up and leave, that means they're not taking turret damage as the swaps are made. When it comes to teleports, both are down on the side of Hanwha, but Afreeca have both. So whether that's going to be a power play or a match, we'll wait and see.
The wind wall there out of aiming. The arrival of Tucson can't really stick around trying to get damage in onto that tower.
Team fights will be a little bit different for the funnel comp because we don't have a load of shields. In fact, we have none coming through on the side of Hanwha Life Esports apart from Guardian on 2 members. They do have the Devour, they do have Brahm's ability to set up picks and also deny them, but it's not Lulu, it's not Karma, it's not Janna. So it's just a little bit more precision required from Sungyun when the fights roll around.
Yeah, the Devour is really going to be the only thing to bail him out. That, I guess, the flip from Linderon. So.
It's almost a bit more honest, because honestly, when you see the multiple shield comps, you don't even need mechanics in a team fight. You have so many shields and other buffing abilities that your outplay as Sungyun is, well, I showed up, so of course I kill everybody. Here, the skill quotient going to be a bit higher, so I can appreciate that.
But what is the next step? For Hanwha Life, that's going to be the question. Rift Herald not really looked at yet. Linderong takes a bit of damage here from Keen. Desmate comes through. I'll just flip him to the side, and Sungyun is sitting nearby.
Needs help. Cinch can do nothing in the 1v1 against Darius. Rift Herald started. I imagine action is inevitable on the bot side. The next flip could have heralded the all-in, but Sungyun's going to be here for pushing reasons.
Yep, just going to be looking to knock down the tower. Time Afreeca will be able to finish off that Rift Herald.
Turret for Rift Herald. Decent trade. They've been so far pretty good at delaying the turrets. We're at 16 minutes, and the turret count is even between the two teams. Again, good sign for Hanwha Life Esports. What a weird and wonderful 16 minutes
It's been real strange.
Oh, yeah. We had a singed Tom Kench duo. It would have to have been the first time in pro play. I'd put everything on that one.
You know, I imagine it's not. I imagine it's also pretty rare even for solo queue.
It would probably have happened. There's too many.
Oh, I'm sure it's
games
happened,
being
but I'm
played.
just saying it can't have been that many instances. Well, I know we say this a lot, but have fun in solo queue after this, guys.
Oh boy, please no.
If this gets adopted, then
Darius player is going to be so tilted if
you're gonna be in for a
Syndra's keep
time.
rolling into top lane against them. But to be fair, you actually have a big advantage in solo queue when you face a Syndra. You just take Ghost Flash and you use Ghost Flash on them.
yeah.
That's way better than having teleport, actually. And Ghost Flash Darius, very common pick in Korea. Songyun continues to push up. CS-wise, he's now much further ahead of the 10-a-minute count than he was previously, so the funnel's starting to come together. I imagine he's pretty close to his next item, but we may have misled the viewers. He's changed item order, and he has gone Devourer after all.
Yeah. Odd, but that's going to be Abyssal Voyage up to the top side. Looking at Silk Furrow a little bit here. He'll go golden, but the tower is destroyed. No more protection here for the Swain, and he will get popped. Songyun finds the kill. In the meantime, Rift Herald's going to come down here into the mid lane, get a lot of damage, maybe even just take this one out.
Yep.
No further push here for Hanwha Life into that top side. They're not going to be able to trade this out for an inner.
Rift Herald is insanely strong on this patch. They're not going to go for an inhibitor turret.
Oh,
Here's the Durang.
It's going to be a TP coming through, flips him closer to Songwon and Key. Tries to get away, jumps back with the ultimate here. Linderong soaking up a lot of damage. Songyun, he's going to jump for it. Killer Instinct comes in, aiming gets a knockup. Last breath comes down, but he is going to die. Can't follow up. Songyun finds another kill, 6-2. Hanwha Life looking to overtake Afreeca here with the gold. They might be able to 2-0 this series.
Do they lose the inhibitor turret, though? We can't see. The Rift Herald's still alive in the mid lane. We'll have to wait and see what the turret health is like after all of that. The collapse was inevitable. A lot of damage done onto this inhibitor turret. It will, of course, regen, but slowly, slowly, slowly. A lot of action comes in, but the Flying V was always going to be enacted when the rest of the members came through. Teleport down the lane. Because of the timing, this is not the worst result, Achilles, because it's not post 20 minutes. That would have been Baron. It was 18:30 when all the action ended. Seeing a preview of those late game fights, even without Mega Shields, not enough threat onto Songyun.
Go ahead and get the picture-in-picture here. You can see Linderong taking a lot of damage in what's not really much of a trade there against Keen.
Oh, you just can do nothing. That's why the duo lane was such a masterstroke from the side of Hanwha Life Esports, because it's a horror lane. Singed has always hated Kale and Darius and these other champions who can really standing trade and screw them up.
Anyway, I can keep them at a arm's length reach.
Of course, there's always ways with junglers to affect those lanes, but again, consider the genius, Achilles, of, well, in a bad matchup, just get ganks. They don't have a jungler, so getting a good matchup for the Singed was even more important. The zeros are going to be what people lull about, but I want to again focus on, because they had the Singed Tahm Kench lane, they dodged a Singed being in a counter matchup with no jungler, the worst case scenario with the funnel strategy being enacted. And they ended up getting farm on Singed that in other ways would have been impossible. He would have been 80 to 100 CS down.
Also, before you make fun, they weren't there. That's why it was 0. So, excusable in that instance, but now, Hanwha going fishing here. Big burst of damage onto Spirit.
Songyun sticking
keeps
with
harassing.
the AD build, so we'll be Death's Dance for a little bit more life stealing in team fights. Not as much as before. We mentioned the nerf already, but still relevant. Baron threat is huge, but the Scuttle vision is there for the side of Afreeca, so not worried about the chase down. Also, it's really, really huge. There's double mountain as well for just the most disgusting Baron damage.
They will absolutely shred that, especially with Songyun going for this build. Playing out AD.
Do they threaten it anyway?
Just chilling on top. Go ahead and wrap around. Yeah, they start this one up.
They're doing it 2-man.
And that's gonna be plenty.
Oh yeah.
Now it's just gonna be on Lava. Key here to try to gate them out. Tucson very far forward. 2-man pulp comes in into the last breath. Songyun gonna go low. Songyun, will it go down?
No.
Bleeding out into the backside. Still manages to escape, but Keen finds one kill. They'll trade that one out as aiming goes down. A 1-for-1 Baron halted. That's about as good as it gets for Afreeca.
But caught with your hand in the cookie jar, and the Kai'Sa on 0 health, not giving up the Baron or an ace is still pretty decent for the side of Hanwha. It's a good check from Afreeca. They understand that with double mountain, Braum support, and of course a pretty anemic Braum support, and Kai'Sa could duo down the Baron. Good face check, very nice pole into the last breath coming through. They only go 1-for-1, and Hanwha Life Esports aren't fully punished by Afreeca Freecs.
Songyun miraculously escaping from that one.
It was mostly base stats of being level 15 already that helped him not die because he took a lot of damage, trust me.
He is 4 levels ahead of both aiming and spirit.
Such is the final strategy.
6 ahead of Tucson.
Nice being mean.
Just doing maths.
Really, you call that maths?
Yeah. I'm technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Throws out the Void Seeker that obviously is a lot less threatening when you're going the AD build instead of the AP build.
Wrong, still dealing with this.
Well, now that he has a couple of items, it's not just instant death when he approaches a minion wave. Banner of Command, much more useful against Darius than it was in the previous patch because of the damage reduction. They're trying it again, and they do it real fast.
He does have the TP ready to go. They haven't spun this one out yet. Ward's going to be cleared.
How much time can you
Dealing
actually
with
give?
a
This is
banner
too much
minion.
time.
Yeah, they have to get in there. This
late.
thing is just going to go down.
Yeah, it's gone.
On a life, they're going to get the Baron for free.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be faster than that, Afreeca. I understand the first time you were ahead of the curve, this time behind. Swain in base, he wasn't there, and the moment you hesitate against a Devourer, a double Mountain Drake Kai'Sa, you have to be ready to lose the Barons. Level 16 as well. Kai'Sa is fully on the ball.
They thought it was a bluff, I guess.
Nope, no bluff. No Mountain Drakes, maybe a bluff. 2 Mountain Drakes, no bluff. They played Baron Chicken and lost. They won the first time, they lost the second time, and now the Baron buff is there. And there's even a Syndra to make their siege a little bit more annoying. Usually it's just some supports just poking around with a Glitter Lance. With a Syndra, it's not going to be enough to get a kill, you would imagine, but still going to be relevant. Morellonomicon and the Ludens finished. Double visit to the Knight's Vow, 1 for each carry. 2 threat mid lane Kai'Sa with a Syndra as the other threat. They're probably, you know, there may never be another game where this come from Hanwha Life Esports is run. So enjoy this one. I doubt we'll ever see these 5 champions again in any league professionally.
Insane.
And if it's enough to get you a 2-0 over Afreeca, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, which means that it'll, you know, one component of this will be banned away from Hanwha Life every time until the meta shifts again. But they'll finally go ahead and knock down this outer turret here in the mid lane. 3 for 3 in that regard now as they lunge forward with the gold.
Got the Bannon as well on the back line.
Should a Vampire coming in just trying to clear out these minions. But like you say, Bannon chunking away at the tower. Just give Songyun a couple seconds and this thing goes away.
Let's call the Bannon the Rocks Tigers.
Okay.
The Rocks Tigers now in range, and Afreeca have no way to get in on them.
Which edition? Is this the 2016?
I didn't specify. I let people decide. As well, the MVP is certainly the Rocks Tigers. Take that, poke.
This is looking like 2016 Rocks Tigers here, the amount of work they're getting done. Drag in there on a Songwon, Apprehend coming through, Tucson diving forward, Songyun trying to pop him up, 3-man Pulverize coming through, Devour now from Key, helping to keep him alive, but now they have to run for the hills because here comes Kane, Apprehend connects Songyun, dashing into the back, trying to trade something out here, manages to find the kill on the aiming, always seems to be the sacrificial lamb for the Afreeca Freecs, but suddenly it's 8-8.
That was some impressive initiation from the side of Afreeca. Should we be surprised when Tucson is on the picture? Very nice wombo from them. We're going to get the replay coming through. They walk up, they get greedy. They could have just stuck with the minion, but instead, they go for it here. They lose the first, and you think it's just going to be a 1-for-0. Huge pull coming through from Tucson, and then Darius just runs around, getting reset after reset, and Songyun has to blow his stopwatch just to get a single kill.
It was definitely the 2017 Rocks Tigers in the end, we found out. But man, Afreeca Freecs blow the game wide open, retake the gold lead, and tie us up for kills. No turrets to be found off the back end of that. But maybe now they can deny away a 3rd Mountain Drake.
Can you
Get
recreate
something
that
on the
fight
board.
another time, Achilles? Can you make it happen?
There's
one
so
more
many
time?
things we can't make happen again, it would seem.
Well, in this particular case, you need the Braum to suicide and then a 4-man pole. So,
Yeah.
best of luck recreating that one, but still very nice play from Afreeca to get themselves a lifeline in a game that seemed to be decided in front of their eyes. Spirit will take down, amusingly, the 3rd Mountain Drake of the game. We will have a 5th Drake spawn before the Elder comes on the Rift. First
And
one was
it's
very,
an
very
Infernal.
early. Hey. Both teams could certainly RSVP yes to that one. The Bannon is back. This one is the Rocks Tigers 2016.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
A couple hits. We'll go ahead and finish off this turret, but it seems like it's not even going to get the chance.
Man. Brutal. Next one can be the GE Tigers. A lot of damage from Darius, of course. He was able to just single auto and get up to true damage, so just bursting through multiple people. A little bit of creeping down here, even with the double Knight's Vow. There's no shields. The reliability of the team comp isn't like before, where you face roll as Songyun and win. He still has his flash, which could be critical in the next fight. Doesn't have a QSS or a Mikhail's, so Key's positioning is going to have to be on point.
Yeah. Wrap around here looking for Linderong.
Oh, we know how this one goes.
They always say don't chase the Singed.
Isn't Yakety Sax public domain? Because there should be a skin where Singed plays it when he ults.
You know, I'm actually not sure if that's public domain at all. Dodges out on the Vision of Empire, throws down.
I can hear the music.
The
Kiddos.
Coop.
Can you hear it?
Sprinting his way through the base. And the recalls come through just to try to catch him. Is he going to flash the wall? Looks like the answer is going to be yes. Flash is over. In the meantime, it was enough of a distraction for that inner turret up top to go down.
Just Singed things, chasing the Singed. Afreeca's fallen for those old strategies.
You're normally not supposed to chase him because of the poison killing you, but instead it's because the rest of Hanwha will just kill your turrets.
Back goes the Beekeeper. A charmed life for sure. I've never actually seen a recall.
That was disturbing. I've never seen that either.
That's really morbid, actually.
Like, he just wanted to be a bee, I guess.
Weird.
He really loved Bee Movie.
With Jerry Seinfeld as
Yeah.
the Bee. The Bee probably had a name. I don't remember it. Well, the journey of Singed was a charmed one, just like Hanwha Live Esports in the Champ Select, giving us the beautiful Singed Tahm Kench duo lane. Lava has quietly got 3 items on the Syndra. Afreeca are wondering what the hell happened this game.
I'm still wondering what the hell happens in that recall.
Songyun has completely overtaken this game. 401 CS at 29 isn't a record, but it is a massive amount of creeps. I wonder where the Ruby Crystal's going. Maybe Frozen Mallet as a final item?
That's a... yeah,
What else would it be?
I guess. Maybe it is a...
Black Cleaver is useless. There's no nobody on your team to profit from it, so I guess Black Cleaver? Warmox? I don't know. I don't have the answers to this one. OGN Legion.
Warmox would be fun.
I think Frozen Mallet's probably the right way because he has no other health items.
It's a classic final item for ages ago. Linderong spotted out on that ward.
Tucson not spotted out though. It's
Oh, that's going to be Songyun jumping forward, looking for Keen. A lot of damage coming through, but he cannot get the finish. There's going to be one less member fighting him now as Tucson goes in, tries to find the Pulverize, but instead he's going to be the one getting knocked up, getting taken down, aiming, flipped in, aiming, taken out, double kill. Over to Songyun. Can he find more? Missile Voyage into the back. He is just dragging this Kaisa through, but Songyun just going to be focusing down the turret. Now the inhibitor, Hanwha Live Esports, looking to complete this 2-0 over the Afreeca Freecs, aiming still dead for another 30 seconds.
Going for the end.
They're going to go for this one. TP coming through. Big apprehend into the ult, but not going to be finding any executions. Keen gonna die. Songwon finding the killing blow. Hanwha still sticking around for the moment, but several members are hurt. Could just back off, play this safe, and go for the Baron, but they're feeling pretty frisky here. Spirit gonna flash away, nearly gets annihilated. First Nexus turret about to fall. Hanwha looking to close this one out against all of the expectations here. They pulverize. Tucson finds one, but Songyun is still alive. That's who they need to focus down, and he is just not taking damage. A Death's Dance keeping him up through all of this. Finds one on the Tucson, the last breath comes through.
Can they get it?
Keeps himself alive, takes him down. Can they stop it? Yes, they can! Afreeca Freecs not gonna go down yet. Now they can push outside of the base and maybe take the Baron.
778 health left on the Nexus. Oh boy, that was close. Afreeca Freecs stay in the series. They push out, they'll get Baron on the back end, and maybe, just maybe, they'll get past the funnel.
Absolute insanity. It continues through to the very end of this game. On top of the control ward here. Afreeca Freecs starting up the Baron. No one from the side of Hanwha Life are going to be able to interrupt this. It will be taken. Afreeca get a second lease on life, but now they have an exposed inhibitor. Or exposed Nexus, and a destroyed inhibitor in the mid lane for the next 3.5 minutes.
Oh boy, what a passage of play. We're going to watch the replay on this one. Very often you'll see teams on this patch go for the end and not back away for the safe objectives. If he could have waited a couple of seconds longer here, Tucson, it actually would have been the last breath, but maybe that would have been more turret and Nexus damage than they could hope to bear. Songyun chased down by 3 people means that Key and Linderong are putting in slow auto attacks onto the Nexus. Not enough, taken out. One last lease on life. Amusingly, the team that has no Nexus turrets has the most slender gold lead you ever could have at 32 minutes.
500 up right now.
Is
Let's see.
Kai'Sa going to build a Trinity Force, a Frozen Mallet?
You know, we have to wait. I didn't see how much he's got in the bank, just his total. He's sitting around well over 17,000
Oh, yeah,
gold.
3,200 in the bank and a Ruby Crystal. So he can definitely buy whatever he wants. I'm very excited to know what it is. I guess you could understand going for something like a Trinity Force, maybe?
Now it's going to be an Infernal Drake coming through. It's going to recall right now, so...
Frozen Mallet or Trinity Force.
This will be the best Kraken taking team ever.
A Merc Scimitar straight up. Okay, so it's Ruby Crystal just to have some combat stats and then turned it into a straight Merc Scimitar. And then Afreeca are like, well, crap, we really can't leave this. And sit around. There's one ward, nicely shown by the Observer for a very cheesy teleport.
Right, Lava, quick. Go.
How about 8% more of a lot onto Sangyun? It's coming soon. Come on, Keith.
And boom.
AP number is not the highest on the Syndra. No death cap, means 379, but about the same amount of AD when the Rage Blade is stacked up, coming through from the Kai'Sa. They probably need to win a fight, and I think they can. They still have a very strong Kai'Sa. It's not inevitable because there isn't Lulu and friends to keep the Kai'Sa up forever. It's a bit more gameplay required here from Sangyun. But they're still going to feel pretty good about where they're at. They can bait out something like a wind wall. That would be big. Summoner-wise, Sangyun and Lava are down summoners. Aiming has his flash up, and that could be pivotal if Tucson can't get into the backline.
Well, waves have been prepped. They're getting ready to crash into the inhibitor turrets here while Hanwha escorts the super creeps into the base. Nexus exposed, nearly full HP. But a couple seconds alone here with Sangyun.
Definitely don't scrim these endings,
crumble.
Achilles. Here we
He's
go!
going in, gets a flip there on Nikit. He's down to half HP, but the snare will pop. He'll stay alive. Golden right now here into the front line, but it's not going to be enough to save Lava's life. He goes down. Sangyun trying to do something here, but now he's 1v5, dashes to the side, trying to stay alive, trying to get some kills, but he just cannot do it. Afreeca Freecs, yet again, ace Hanwha life inside their base. Now they can push out. Now they can get something done.
They out-team fight and they can't kill any one person. Sangyun's zoned from damage the backline at the start. The Swain goes golden, and Afreeca's going to try to win on this push.
They kind of have to go all in for this one as they lose their turret up in the top side of the map. They can at least just, push away
I think they've done it.
Those super creeps. And yeah, they might have just done it. It's still 30 seconds left on the Sangyun. Wave coming in, still have the Baron about to expire here in 5 seconds. Inhibitor going to go down. I think Afreeca Freecs, against all of the odds, have actually taken us to game 3.
Brom's not going to be able to stop them. Lava is still 7 seconds out. Afreeca done it.
Yeah, they're going to go straight onto this one. No way. Hanwha cannot close it out. Afreeca Freecs extending the series to game 3. So close! Absolute insanity starting from the draft all the way through to the end. 2 aces inside the base for the Afreeca Freecs. They managed to close this one out.
Insane game where it seemed like the Hanwha Live Esports had done everything required to get over the line, and 2-0 Afreeca. So see Spirit on your screen clapping his hands knowing it feels like they stole a 2-0 away from their opponents. Head in hands for the members of Hanwha. They're going to have to shake this off. The coach on air, one of the most veteran coaches, the coach of CJ way back when. Gonna need to get his charges up once again for a game number 3 that didn't seem on the cards. Without the shields, Sangyun had to be much more conservative with his positioning. They could never kill the first person to fight. Watch the replay and consider how much damage Sangyun is doing. Every second he's not autoing, the comp is really losing effectiveness. And while he's dumping autos into only Tucson, the rest of his team is opting into AoE, into resets, into the sort of pain that Sangyun can't bail them out of. And when he finally used the killer instinct just to try to stay alive longer, it's a lot of damage to a lot of people, but not enough to kill any one person.
Yep. Guardian Angels abound as well on the side of the Afreeca Freecs, so even if he had gotten those initial kills like Spirit there at the end, still would have had to have dealt with him after the res came through. That's got to weigh pretty heavy on your soul if you're Hanwha Life, losing a game like that. You need to bounce back in game number 3. You can see the damage dealt, almost, 1,000 DPM, but no victory.
A tilter to be true for the side of Hanwha Life Esports. They tried to make things right. They did so many smart things, but unfortunately, putting them all together, it didn't result in the clutch into a game victory. And now the Afreeca Freecs say, maybe we can go and salvage this week after losing earlier to Kingzone as Hanwha Life Esports now going to be on the blue side. We have to see what happens because this next draft is going to be so interesting.
Can certainly criticize the loss, but nothing but praise for the crazy style of play that Hanwha brought out. We'll see if they're going to have more of that for game number 3. Might need it to find the win.